Hello viewers and welcome to a brand new episode of Anzenmezzeron Hell Games, where I will showcase actual plays of Magna Gothica Maleghast. In this episode, Hellminth vs Gargamox, with Zack as Hellminth and Salt the Lord of Scum as Gargamox. Hellminth is a house all about adapting to the current environment thanks to their evolved mechanic, and grow in power as the amount of corpses piled up in the battlefield due to necrophage and more. Any Hellminth can essentially body block with a nearby corpse, which they will need because no fucking armor, and quite a few of their abilities get stronger with more bodies around them, and as such, corpses are an important resource for Hellminth. This will be very important. As for the map for this matchup, we will be playing a variation of Maleghast Bulwark, a GFF3 map on roll 20, in which at the end of each round, wind will blow from one random corner and pushing people around, and if they ram into a wall they take a hard hit from this. I said variation because this match will also be running on heads rule, where head can be cut off from corpses by simply moving over them once per turn, and the player can score with this instead to the middle of the map. Any corpse with their head cut off also removes the corpse. You can probably see where this is going. Without further ado, let's take a look at our contestants. On the Hellminth side, we have 2 pages with invigorating evolve that makes nearby unit tougher when evolving, 2 knaves with graceful exit to pop out of the goddamn wall without warning, 2 sages with cleansing evolve to clear up tokens from allies when evolving, and the Nephilim with revelation for more vitality, acid jet to melt through armor, call of worm god to who the fuck is call of the worm god to keep an ally going with vitality, and taint blood to make an enemy provides vitality on death. On the Gargamox side, there's 4 scums with absolutely nothing, just here to tank and be annoying, 1 rotten with invigorating viscera to give allies all the strength on death burst, and 2 leeches with massive swell to death burst the shit out of its allies, and 1 plague lord with corruptor to put hazard somewhere, corpse explosion to explode corpses, carnificus blade, which is called flesh feeder blade now to spread plague or feed allies strength by whacking them, insides out to make someone slow and on hazard, and fecundity for all the plagues. With the contestants introduced, let's begin with the most lopsided initiative roll possible. With the units on the field, let's begin round 1, starting with the right leech making the center scum swell with corruption to just start coughing and spreading disease. Don't be like this and wear mask outdoor people. Then moves closer to the Hellminth, the pages then get activated, and 1 just dies, explodes into 3 corpses. The other moves up and bites the leech, which hits but this deals magic damage so it's blocked by armor. However, this page still gets to evolve into a knight, a Hellminth scion pretty good with melee. The plague lord takes her turn, throw a plague at the rotten, and explodes a corpse, pushing and giving most of the Hellminth a plague and spawn a hazard on top, then spawn another thanks to corruptor. The Nephilim gets activated and apply call of the worm god on the left knave, giving it vitality, and then takes 1 damage from plague. 2 of the scums go, 1 uses pseudopod to pull a knave closer, spending a plague for more range and pull, another then smacks the knave around for 1 damage and plague. The knave could have eaten a corpse to absorb the damage but chose not to. This will be a mistake. No, not that kind of mistake. The same knave then activates blood trance for a lot of strength. As good as that is, it's probably not a good idea to keep the same unit on only 1 health. 2 after the plague, more scums moves up, 1 pulls the knight to the right, the other spends a plague to pull the sage by 2 onto the hazard, the other knave moves towards its foe and use blood trance again, and actually activates call of the worm gods this time because it's an end of turn effect and gets to remove the plague token. Rotten moves and still graze for 1, the sage then uses force evolution on the more healthy knave, taking 1 vitality and 2 corpses for it to evolve Assault Carapace, giving it physical armor which most Gargamox unit don't care, and allow blood trance to give vitality too. Also Assault Carapace doesn't give +1 health. The left leech moves closer and death burst the rotten for strength everywhere. The other sage moves up and uses Viridian Star on a scum, pushing everything around it and creating only 1 corpse sadly. Round 1 ended, the wind blows upward, causing the knight to hit the wall and just die and pushing a knave to a hazard. Both sides gain more soul. And round 2 began with the rotten moves through the Hellminth and still kill the sage though. The knave teleports through a corpse to move closer and uses rending talon on the plague lord, which even if she body blocks, it will still hit because it can hit twice, and it doesn't even kill the scum because super armor. The scums get activated again, 1 moves left and pulls the 1 health knave onto a hazard, the other moves in and punches it just to make sure. The Nephilim moves up and spends 1 soul for force molt on the top sage, getting it slightly closer but more to set down a corpse, then unleashes Black Talon on the rotten with 2 corpses for 2 damage, 1 blocked by physical. Scums go again and immediately the Plague Lord infests 1 for 2 plague tokens on it for 1 soul. 1 cuts off a head from a corpse, removing it, and then moves up and pulls the sage onto the hazard. This hazard is just a constant danger. The other moves closer and graze the Sage for 1. The Sage, the only Hellminth unit left, evolves into pure Sage to convert any tokens on allies into vitality and gain physical armor. That isn't gonna do much here. Uses Viridian Star again on the Rotten for so much corpses. Also forgot about Revelation here. The extra vitality might have been helpful. Plague Lord throws a plague token at the Knave, moves up, cuts off a head from a corpse, and use Flesh Feeder Blade on the Knave, stripping the vitality off it and throwing strength on 2 of the scums and a plague on the safe. Very dangerous for the Hellminth to say the least. A leech gets activated and swell a scum for plague death burst that also does 2 damage to the Sage thanks to strength. The Sage necrophages to withstand it with a nearby corpse. The other leech moves up the map and evolves strains the Sage, doing enough damage to kill it. Round 2 ended, the wind blows upward again, pushing everything north. Both sides gain more soul, and round 3 began with Nephilim immediately evolves with Blood of the Worm God for more health and soul, as if it needs more, and uses Acid Jet on the Rotten, melting it apart, but in its death burst, it grants the Plague Lord 1 strength. Also at the start of the turn, the Plague Lord infests the Nephilim with a plague for 1 soul. We just gonna retroactively add that in. Plague Lord gets activated, distributes 1 plague each to the Nephilim and Knave, cuts another head off a corpse, moves away, pukes more hazard, and then uses Virulence on the Knave, which reduces it to 1 health from strength and plague. Knave's turn get activated, Plague Lord uses Insides Out, putting a hazard beneath it, which means it will die by the end of this turn. The Knave then chooses to go out using Rending Talon on the Plague Lord, which gets body blocked by the scum, which hits and kills the scum, but the scum explodes and kills it before the damage could reach the Plague Lord. With not many options left, the Hellminth concedes the match, and the game ends. So what can we learn from this? Well, for one, actually remember how heads works, so I just say no next time. So that was my fault. But there's a lot we can improve on the Hellminth in this match. First thing first, Force Mold. You have no clue what to use souls on with Hellminth. Just Force Mold. Not only does it provides movements, it also provides corpses, effectively handing out vitality tokens that can be used by any units that needs it. While killing Thrall is just feeding your opponent with soul, leaving them around to annoy the shit out of you is not a good option either. Acid Jet on the Nephilim is perfect for killing them, and frankly, the Nephilim should act like a real tyrant and go for the front line. If you play it well, a Nephilim can be extremely tanky. With its sheer size, its allies can easily body block for it, and the Hellminth innate trait to use corpse as vitality means it's also supremely tanky too. You obviously don't want to overplay this, but if you kill your opponent, you get corpses, and you can use those corpses to be tanky. It's just reuse, reduce and recycle. And lastly, if you gonna evolve, you probably should evolve armor that works against your opponent primary damage type, but of course, it's not always getting armor that's good. Knight for instance can evolve to have super armor, or just do a lot of damage. You basically want to ask this, is the action worth more than the passive that you can make use of every turn? Zack is clearly trying to get as much vitality as possible with his evolution here, but that didn't work because there isn't enough time. After getting so much strength on round 1, getting Spined Limb for Spine Impale for guarantee AoE damage would have been murderous on the scum. Play it well, and you won't even get splashed by the plague too. What to do when fighting against Hellminth? You want to deny them corpses. None of the units have armor until they evolve. Use that to your advantage, kill them early on, and they can't evolve to be stronger and be better at dealing with your units, which is of course what Salt did here, using scum to stonewall the Hellminth, leech to keep death bursting the scum and spreading plague around to wear them down, and Rotten here being best boy to tank those physical hit that Hellminth sometimes dish out. It dying here pretty much served its job. Anyway, that's all for this matchup, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.